What's up, everybody? This is Matthew from Goblin Pile. Okay, today I've got for you guys video number 2 from the Ravnica Allegiances free mythic cards that you can get from the Rising Tensions event series. Today we're going to go over a deck by a fella named GilesClone or GilesClone. I guess it depends on which side of the fence you reside in the GIF versus GIF argument. Or we could just ask the man himself, but I haven't asked him, so I'll have to do that. Either way, Mr. Clone has put this deck together for us as an example of how to take advantage of Isperia the Inscrutable, the Azorius free mythic. Interestingly, I think he's one of maybe only 2 or 3 people who've given me a deck for each card that you can win. So Isperia the Inscrutable, pretty decent card, but really kind of suffers alongside or in comparison to things like Itali the Primal Storm. That card is ridiculous and makes Isperia look like a fool. When this creature deals combat damage to your opponent's planeswalker, fetch the first creature with flying from your library. It gains half of its mana. So that's the theme of the creatures in this deck. There's this one here, the Azorius Skyguard. It has flying, so Isperia can grab it. Your opponent's creatures get -2, -0 for each of their reinforcements. And then Sphinx of the Guild Pact. While your opponent controls a colored creature, this creature gains hexproof. Another creature with flying to be taken advantage of by Isperia. Talent of the Telepath, probably I think one of the best rares that is in the game or at least from Origins. It's just so versatile. It can allow you to do so much. Much of the cheap removal in blue, or in anything else for that matter, is in the 6 or less range. So this card can make any of those easily accessible and grabbable in a pinch if you need something. Next we have In Bolus's Clutches. This is a more untargeted removal. When this support enters the board, gain control of your opponent's first creature. It gains when this creature dies. If In Bolus's Clutches is not in play, return it to its owner's hand. I don't know about the secondary thing there about going back to its hand. I've never paid attention to it, but it doesn't really matter. It's usually a moot point. The real point behind the card is it's a way to grab hexproof stuff and steal it. Next we have Dovin's Acuity. This is a good card to take advantage of the addendum cards that exist from the Azorius Guild. When this support enters the board, draw a card and gain 3 life. Whenever you cast a card triggering addendum, draw a card and gain 3 life. And then we have Verity Circle. Whenever your opponent casts a creature, draw a card, activate 2 blue, disable the first enabled creature without flying your opponent controls until the beginning of your next turn. Precognitive Perception. This is one of the 2 addendum cards that's in here. Draw 2 cards. The addendum trigger is that those cards gain 4 mana. Addendum, real quick. Let's bring that back. Addendum. If this card has full mana at the beginning of your turn, it will have additional effects. So that kind of is how the blue-white, the Azorius, that's how they play. They focus on delayed reaction, or rather response versus, reaction versus action. So anything the opponent throws out, you're going to have an answer. And the idea is you charge these things up and you sit on them as a way to develop those answers and have them ready. A perfect example of that is Arrester's Admonition. Return the last creature your opponent controls to its owner's hand. So if you've got this charged and the addendum effect is in play, you draw a card. And then finally we've got Final Payment. Destroy target creature, you lose 4 life. I don't have a standard training grounds available to me right now, so what I'm going to do is take this out for a spin in the Journey Through History event, the first one. Teferi's the Planeswalker, in case you guys didn't know. We're going to try to spend this whole match just building up to his ultimate, because his ultimate is ridiculous. And that's kind of the whole point behind playing Teferi. I'm not even going to bother with First Eruption. I always toss those freebies they give me. There's just, I don't have a use for them. I don't think I even own the First Eruption, actually. So I'll play Arrester's Admonition. I'm going to go green into white over here on the right side. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. Alright. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Oh, there's a white over there on the left. I'll do that. And then maybe also work on that Sphinx. Yeah. So I want to get that Sphinx out. Might as well. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. That worked. Cool. Hey, that's cool. Got a little reinforcement going on my support. Nice. Okay, so like I said, we want loyalty. So I'm going to do my best to try to get as much of that as I can. I'll go for that, while also at the same time denying this guy the opportunity to do anything like that. His ability, gain an extra swap, gain 5 life, return the first card from your graveyard to your hand. I guess whoop-de-doo. I don't know. I don't ever really notice it when they play it. I'll say that. So I got another card charged up as a response to something with final payment. And as you can notice, I'm just chipping away at his life total while I try to figure out the rest of this, while I try to get him down. Ooh, awesome. So we'll go ahead and grab Isperia and try to get her into play. And we might actually be able to do that because he's a dummy and didn't think about stopping me. Didn't even consider it. Okay, so we're going to go green into red and maybe some extra white. Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, cool. He's got a creature in play. But because we're blue-white, we can handle that. Yeah. So I'll play that. Then I'll play my Skyguard and maybe Dovin with this match here. So this red down here in the bottom is going to go red, green, and then black. Red, green, and black. Oh, cool. We got some extra stuff in there too. Awesome. And now I can put out Teferi's ultimate. It's possible I could have done that earlier. I may have missed it. Oh, and on top of all that nonsense, we've now got a match 5 at the very top up there. Pretty cool. And we're just plugging away. One play after another. Just waiting until we win. Because that's what you do when you're in the Azarius. You just respond and shut down. Yep, and we're just chipping away. Biding our time. I don't even know what match to make off of that, to be quite honest. I guess maybe that loyalty looks alright, I guess. Ooh, Naru. But Naru's gonna disappear. What the stuff is going on? You gotta be joking me. What was that nonsense? Wow. Well, I'm gonna kill her because I didn't appreciate that. Not one bit. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this without giving him a match, but it's also, I'm kind of in a crummy condition here for mana. Because black is Teferi's worst color. It's his only not good color. He has positive gains in everything except for black. I guess I'll charge up a final payment. I don't need clutches. I don't actually ever use clutches in this deck. I've played it a few times. I just haven't come across a need for it. So I'll go red there and maybe get something. Nope, nothing. Nothing. But Teferi's ult is doing work for me. Keeping the board clear and allowing me to pave the way to victory. So, yeah, I don't know why I moved those. I want Isperia. So we're going to go white and black and maybe see what we get out of the rest of that. Nothing. And the guy used his ultimate, but doesn't really matter. We're going to go green over here on the left. Let's see what we get. Whoops, I suppose I better charge this. Yeah, and as you guys can see, it's just kind of... We are the tortoise with this deck. We're going to win It might be next year, but we're gonna win. Giles, I hope you don't take that as a negative remark. It's definitely not. It's just, this is I don't typically prefer blue-white as a playstyle, so I like things that get it over with quick. But the rest of you guys, especially you new folks, that's a way you can approach a fight that you're not necessarily sure you can win. The goal, the object behind the whole thing, is to always have an answer packed and ready to go. You know, your opponent you never know what they're going to drop unless it's a pre-constructed deck in like a PvE, player versus enemy thing, you know, like we just did. Like that deck list for the deck that we just fought is out there somewhere. I just don't know where it is. But the point is, in PvP, where you're playing decks other people made, you never know what's going to be in it. So blue and white, a really excellent strategy is to play a deck that has tons of answers, and which also has ways to just slowly chip away that life that they've got. Alright guys, that's the deck. That's what I got. I will be posting this shortly. Give me thumbs ups, subscribe, comments, whatever you want. And you guys, I'm going to start taking requests soon. So if you guys have cards you want to see built around, or, you know, specific strategies you want to see explained, please let me know. I've got myself. I've got all the folks in Goblin Pile, From the Ashes, the Power 9, at my disposal, and that's a lot of brain trust that I can tap into to figure out how to answer any problems you guys might have. Please stay tuned. I'll have some more videos to come in the near future. Thanks a lot. See you later.